So it's Christmas Day and we're here in Hollywood. We're about to head into the Hollywood Wax Museum. We actually used to come here quite a bit. We haven't been here for a couple of years now, so we're kind of excited to see if there's going to be some changes. Now there's two wax museums here on Hollywood Boulevard. A little bit further down, there's the more classy wax museum where, you know, all the figures look like who they're actually supposed to be and everything's nice. And then there's the original Hollywood Wax Museum, which is the one that we're going to be heading into here in a couple of minutes. And this is the one that we like to go to because, I don't know, it's a little more fun. We like to play a game where we try and guess who the figure is supposed to be, because half the time they don't look anything like who they're actually supposed to be. So it's kind of fun to, you know, before you read the little tag. Actually, does this place even have a tag? Okay, yeah, so before you read the little tag, you know, we try and figure out who it is. So anyways, let's head inside and take a look. And this is it, the famous Hollywood Boulevard Wax Museum. Now, even if you've never been here, there's a good chance you've seen this in some of your favorite movies or TV shows. There's a lot of people here considering it's Christmas afternoon. You would think there'd be a lot less people here on Christmas. The first time we ever came here on Christmas Day, I was really shocked how many people were here. All right, so we're inside. Now this has been here for as long as I can remember. Big pirate ship with Johnny Depp on it. And as we round the corner, we get Clint Eastwood. So far, the first couple of figures look pretty good, but I think that's about to change. So these next three aren't the worst, but definitely aren't the best. Starting with Eddie Murphy, and I'm not really sure what's going on here. Looks like he maybe has some type of an eye infection or something like that. This one has been one of my favorites for a while. Will Ferrell, and it's just, yeah, it's not good at all. And then Adam Sandler, and I think this is a new one. Again, not the worst, but definitely not the best. Chamber of Horrors, this is one of my favorite parts. Start off with Hellboy. And the classic Dracula. Classic Frankenstein. Hopefully we'll get some 80s and 90s monsters here in a bit. Oh, there we go. Chucky and his bride. Alien versus Predator. I think this is new. Oh, this thing right here is really cool. Of course, now it's not going to do anything because I'm standing here. Oh, here it goes. Hannibal Lecter in his cell. The real Hannibal Lecter cell is actually at a museum not too far from here. Leatherface, one of his victims down here. Oh, the Terminator. Now, I don't know that I would consider this a horror movie. You know, I was going to say he looks really awful, but that's actually pretty much how he looks in some of the stunt scenes in the first movie. This right here is probably one of my favorites. The Michael Jackson Werewolf from the Thriller video. This is really cool. Okay, this is a great one. I want you all to guess who this is. Come on, take some guesses. Now, if you said Tom Hanks, and I don't know how you would have guessed that, you would be right. Oh, the Samuel L. Jackson actually looks pretty good. Okay, so this is a brand new one, and I don't know who this is supposed to be. This is, all right, let's take a look. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, that wouldn't have been my guess. That's really bad. Oh, this one's really good. And of course, by really good, I mean not very good at all. This is, of course, Nicolas Cage. And then right next to Nicolas Cage is Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, which this one's actually pretty good. I remember the first time I came here like 15 years ago or so, in this area, they had a Back to the Future set, and it was really, really horrifying. Like Marty McFly looked like he was ill. It was really bad. I miss it. Luckily, I took pictures. Bob Marley, so-so. This area right here, this used to be the MASH area. I had the whole MASH crew over here. I don't know who, oh, Brad Pitt, okay. Yeah, sure, it looks exactly like Brad Pitt.
All right. Oh, Christ.
So, yeah, this is supposed to be Johnny Cash, and if you think this is bad, just wait until you see what's on the other side of this wall. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Presley. And if you think that I'm making this up, if you think this isn't supposed to be Elvis, I'll show you right here. Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe. Over here is Lucille Ball, which is actually pretty good. She's peddling the Vitamita Vegemin. Denzel Washington, I mean, you can tell it's him, but something just looks kind of off. And then Channing Tatum. Yeah. Ben Stiller's pretty good. Michael Jackson, surprisingly pretty good. So this area is cool. They have this whole area where it looks like you're in the sewer. You got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This M&M is not too great. Again, not one of the worst, but, you know. And this might not come out on camera, but the hair looks like it's made of velvet. Snoop Dogg's pretty good. And so is Tupac. Vin Diesel. I'm not sure what's going on with his arms. You know, they used to have a Seinfeld set that was pretty bad, and Kramer was the worst, and that's actually exactly how Kramer stood. I wonder if they reused the Kramer body. This is another brand new one, Ariana Grande, and I'm just really concerned with her eyes. Does anybody know what's going on here? I mean, something doesn't look right to me. So my wife just commented how bad this one was, and I had to ask her, well, who is it? Because I couldn't figure out who it was. And then she told me that it was supposed to be Justin Timberlake. And yeah, I would have never guessed that. I don't know, maybe it's just me. This is the grand finale room, pretty cool. This is where they have all the, well, there's actually a lot of musical acts, but this is all musical acts in here. And probably one of the worst figures of all, and maybe it's just because I'm such a fan, but the Prince is pretty bad. The face on this one isn't too bad, but that hair is not working. The gold chain, I don't think that's actually supposed to be there. I think somebody brought that over from the hip hop room. I think that's a prop and someone just placed it on there. But I don't think Prince would ever be caught playing an Ibanez guitar like this. Well, that's it. I gotta say, we were a little disappointed that there weren't more new figures. Again, we hadn't been here in a couple of years, so we kind of expected there to be a lot more new stuff. There were a few new figures, but not too much. But again, you know, we hadn't been here in a couple of years, so it was still fun just to walk around and look at stuff. I was definitely able to capture a couple of really bad figures, and I'm glad that I was able to capture that and share it with all of you, especially for those of you that have maybe never been to Los Angeles or Hollywood or to this wax museum, and you haven't been able to witness those terrible wax figures for yourself. All right, that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.